All right, guys, good morning. All right, we have a very special day today. You guys know that our student council executive team does a lot of work for our school, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of prayer. And today you are going to hear speeches from our candidates that are running for next year's team. All right, so I need you guys to give them your undivided attention. Listen to them, they're sharing their hearts, and start praying about who you're supposed to vote for, all right? See who is the person that you feel will be most capable, will lean onto the Lord for the position, and next Wednesday we will have voting. Got it? All right. We are going to start with public relations, and then secretary, events coordinator, treasurer, vice president, and president in alphabetical order in each of the category. So for public relations, we have Natalia Sliz. Come on up.
Hi everyone, in case you didn't get it, I'm Natalia and I'm ready for PR this year. As I was praying about the upcoming school year and what to run for, the word gratitude was really highlighted for me. In everything we do, it's so important to have a heart that's full of thankfulness. When we choose to be grateful and content in our circumstances and keep thanking God through it all, we open ourselves up to fully embracing His plan for us. Serving is not always easy, but having a heart rooted in gratitude makes it so much more meaningful. When we put others before ourselves, it literally reflects that same heart of thankfulness and trust in God. As it says in Colossians 3:23-24, whatever you do, work it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. As PR, I want to serve you all to the best of my ability. I think I'd be a great fit for this position because I really love creating content and making posts, but more than that, I really want to serve our school and give back. I've been here since kindergarten, and I've watched our school grow in so many ways. It makes me so sad to think that next year will be my last year here. Honestly, TDA has blessed me beyond words, and I just want to serve my TDA family. Most importantly, I want to put Jesus first and honor Him in everything I do. Through what I post, what I share, and how I serve through my senior year. As PR, I will do my best I can to take high-quality pictures, post engaging content, but most importantly, serve you in any way that I can. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." I want to lead by example, seek God first in my actions, and serve others well. Letting God guide me how I represent our school. Finally, I'll do my best to carry on after the amazing Michaela, which will be hard because she has set the bar so high. I really want to make next year extra memorable since it's my senior year. So remember, post, click, snap, vote, nap for PR. And if you don't vote for me, get out.
All right, our candidate for secretary is Joel Caro. Come on up.
Hi everybody. If you don't already know, my name is Jewel and I am so grateful to be able to run for the StuCo position of secretary. Ever since I was little, I've always found the sound of the keyboard being typed so satisfying. It just tickled something in my brain, and the sound of it always made me happy, and to this day, it still does. Anyone who knows what secretary does knows that they type a lot of notes on a keyboard, so I found this position very fitting for me. While that is a reason I wanted to run for this position, it is not the reason. If I'm being honest, the main reason I want to run for secretary isn't just because I like the sound of typing, although that definitely helps. It's because I genuinely enjoy being organized and keeping track of things and hoping a team stays on the same page. 1 Corinthians 14:40, but everything you do should be done in a fitting and organized way. As secretary, your whole job is basically to take notes and to keep everything organized, such as plans, ideas, and important information. As secretary, I really want to do my best to fulfill 1 Corinthians 14:40 so that I can help lead the school well. In junior high, I had lots of experience with this position. I served in 7th and 8th grade as secretary, and I love this position so much. I loved being a part of a team who cared about our school and who all worked really well together. As secretary, I promise to be focused, organized, and detailed when it comes to note-taking. I want to help lead the school well, and I believe I can't do that unless I have the Lord's help. So I also promise to be faithful in prayer and in allowing the Lord to lead me and give me strength to serve well. Want someone solid, not shady or cruel? Why vote for a rock when you can vote for a jewel?
All right, for our events coordinators, we're going to start with Grace Ricketts and then Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. If you didn't get that, my name is Grace Ricketts, and I'm proud to say that I'm running for events coordinator this next school year. I've been going to TDA my entire life, so it's safe to say that I've seen it all. I've created unforgettable memories here at TDA events, so I think it's also really important to recognize the past events coordinators, Sarah and Hud. Give it up for them. Anyways, with that said, I will do my best to keep each event more exciting than the last. I will implement original ideas and new and exciting themes and activities. I will also open up space for everyone to have an opinion and make sure that every voice is heard. Praying about this position was a lot because I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? This is a big position, like planning all the events for the whole school. So the general theme of peace was really highlighted to me and has been highlighted over and over this whole school year. But my vision and my picture for this TDA family for this next year is just to fellowship with hearts full of peace. And in order to keep our hearts and our minds at rest, we need God to be the center of our choices. And I really want to just uphold Miss Lee's vision of keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus, as Hebrews 12 displays. It says, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. So, as events coordinator, I will strive to put the Lord first in everything that I plan, everything that were all our ideas, all our decisions. So yeah, just being in constant communication with Him, no matter how small a decision. So yeah, I want to do my part in leading this school, not only by putting on amazing events, but also by motivating us as a student body together to chase after the Lord wholeheartedly. And yeah, the Lord has an even larger vision than I could even imagine or see for this school. So I'm just so excited to see how He carries that out with it being my senior year next year. Yeah, I'm just so excited to see how the Lord will work through all of us as a team. But yeah, to wrap it up, I would be more than honored to have your vote for events coordinator this year. Let's create memories together, putting the Lord first in everything that we do and not losing sight of truth. So yeah, for fun that you'll embrace, vote Grace for events coordinator.
All right, Sarah Yap coming up for events coordinator.
Hey guys, I hope you're all familiar with me because I've been one of your events coordinators the past 2 years, and I'm sure you guys have had at least some level of fun the last 2 years at one of the events. Come on. And if you haven't, think harder, you're boring or something, I don't know. But hopefully, if you really haven't had fun, hopefully we can change that this year and bring new ideas to the table. And if you're not familiar with me, hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm currently a junior and going to be a senior. Which is crazy, by the way, and something I want to touch on. You won't believe me until you're standing up here in my position. And sorry for the cliche, but time really does fly. So I really want to make you guys' teenage years memorable and so much fun. I want these years to be ones that you look back on with nostalgia and I want to try to make that happen by playing a part in all the events that we get to go to and by bringing all the students together through them. I'm a pretty creative person. I love working with people. I love having fun and keeping things organized. And these are all qualities that are needed for an event planner. I've had so much fun the past few years putting together themes, decor, trying to bring new fun games and food to the table, and so I'd be honored if I could do the same for you guys this next year. When I was praying about next school year a while ago, I felt very strongly the word Maranatha over the next school year. I know Noah talked about this a while ago, but I still feel the Lord emphasizing it. Maranatha means Jesus came, Jesus is here, and Jesus is coming again, and I feel especially highlighted marriage with the Lamb. As the bride of Christ, we are committed to be faithful to Him, put Him as our first priority, and connect with Him on a deeper level of intimacy. Marriage with him also means partnering with his purpose to spread good news to all the earth, and I just feel like this next year is for entering into true marriage with him and being his bride. On another note, I think we all realize that most of Exec this year are seniors, and they're leaving very big shoes to fill. And I by no means am cut out to fill their shoes alone, but I know there are very capable leaders left to fill them all together. I'm not gonna lie, I've thought a lot about how hard next year will be without all of them. And even though I'm running for the same position for the third year in a row, it'll be really different this time. There are pretty high standards to live up to, and I honestly find myself thinking all the time, man, we can't do this without them, and I'm not a good leader, and I don't like public speaking. But Jesus is so funny sometimes because he brought to mind the story of how when he called Moses to lead the Israelites, and Moses was also like, God, no, I can't pick someone else. I'm not a good leader, I'm not a good public speaker. And honestly, whenever I read that in the Bible, I always thought, you're so dumb. Jesus is literally calling you to be a leader, and so your excuses are just a non-issue. What are you talking about? So, I'm here stupid because I'm a hypocrite, and I have to look stupid along with him. So I'm not saying this year will be a breeze by any means. It'll be a learning curve for all of us, and I don't know exactly what next year will look like, but I can promise you that I'll do my best to sit at his feet and let him do his thing, and I know everything will fall into place. I can also promise you that I'll do my best to help make this year a time that you can all reminisce over because of how much stupid fun you had at all the tea parties and events. So please vote me for events coordinator because yes, Sarah is still in her events era.
Great job, Sarah. All right, we are going to our treasurer candidates. We're going to start with Madison Moser.
Hi guys. I hope you're all doing amazing today. It's Thursday, so why wouldn't you be? For those who don't know me or don't have a extracurricular or a class with me, my name is Madison Moser. I'm in 11th grade and this is my first year at TDA. Coming to TDA was really hard for me, but plugging myself in, doing classes with you guys, doing after-school activities really helped me see what TDA was about. And it helped me get closer with all of you. That's one of my favorite things about you guys, is you're welcoming and you want to leave a legacy for your school. And a legacy that you leave is really important to you, and it's incredibly special. The musical Hamilton, because I'm a theater nerd, puts it so well. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see grow. I want to leave behind a legacy, even though my time here is short. This is why I've decided to run for treasurer. The school is small, but it's such a special place to lead. You all are making an effort and a choice to follow Jesus. Coming into assembly every morning, you get to see the heart and the symbol of this school. It's an atmosphere, it's a choice, and you all make it, and it's beautiful. Leading by an example here means being an example of Jesus and bringing him glory, not myself. This takes so much humility because you literally have to remember that everybody's eyes are on you all the time. That can be nerve-wracking, but it's keeping you accountable, truly. I want to serve you in the way of being an example of Jesus to you. In the specific details of being treasurer, though, I want to continue Jolie's legacy. She's always been an example of Jesus and just having the joy of Jesus every single day. Not only has she kept her duties as treasurer to the best of her ability, with stewardship, honor, and organization, I really want to be treasurer because of her. She taught me everything I know. As treasurer, I would have to keep the money organized, make sure there's enough for our events and our precious snack shack. Snack shack is a lot more of a job than anybody thinks it is. It's looking for the best prices, finding deals, and making sure it's kept up so the team does not get the question, where are the gummy bears? Just kidding, but seriously. I know that I'm personally tired after all my classes, and sometimes I just want a coffee, guys. Though both of our other candidates are more than qualified and just as an amazing addition to the team, I think I'd be able to fulfill the role in a special way. In my short time at TDA, I've gotten to know people very well. I'm willing to cater to the wants and the needs of the students, how it may be to ditch the peach rings and bring the Arnold Palmer, or how much money we have for formal to make it special. I got to learn the system from Jolie because of the leader she is, which was quite helpful for running for this position. I'm also a very organized person. My locker does not say that, though. And when it comes to math, I can do budgets, guys. I just get lost at geometry. Thank God there's no triangles. I can negotiate and have hard conversations with people. This can include vendors, the exec team, and the admin who so kindly oversee us. People are really easy for me to talk to, and I think that could be a great asset to StuCo. Overall, the Lord calls us to be stewards of the money He does give us, to use it for His kingdom. 1 Peter 4:10 says, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God in its various forms." This means like the big things, like when you buy your first house, or the smaller things like StuCo. My hope is that if I get elected, I can lead you guys in giving God what is truly His and glorifying God through the good and the bad financial times. Thank you for allowing me to run this semester. And I promise that if I do get elected, I will not only be an example of Jesus to you all, but I will truly walk it out myself and be open to all of you pushing me to be the best version of myself and bringing the school to glorifying God in all ways of life. Thank you, and vote for me.
All right, Adora Walker, come on up.
Okay, hi guys. As most of you know, my name is Adora Wagu, and I'm running for the position of treasurer on the student council. The treasurer's job is to keep track of StuCo's finances and spending. They're in charge of fundraisers and overseeing Snack Shack, making sure it's fully stocked as well as organized and profitable. A huge part of being elected onto StuCo Exec is you're being elected for a position of spiritual leadership. Not only are you walking out your own personal relationship with Jesus, but you're also helping to lead your fellow peers to Jesus as well. You're walking out the 4 pillars. Number 1, excellence. You're striving for excellence in all that you do, like your grades and extracurriculars. 2, walking out marvelous camaraderie. Not only are you pursuing good relationships with your friends, but you're pursuing Jesus-centered relationships with each other and keeping each other accountable and helping one another to walk out your individual relationships with Jesus. Next, consecration. You're devoting yourself completely to the Lord and His plans for your life. Lastly, prayer. You're praying for the school and interceding on behalf of its students. As treasurer, I commit to upholding the 4 pillars and pursuing excellence and marvelous camaraderie in my relationships. I'll devote my life fully to Jesus through consecration and prayer. I've been excellent as treasurer as I can be quite organized with money, good at keeping a budget and watching spending, and full of fresh new ideas that'll bring some exciting new products to Snack Shack, as well as making Snack Shack and parties as profitable as possible to create and have even more fun parties. Being elected as treasurer is a huge responsibility and workload that Jolie did amazingly, and a big aspect of that is servant leadership. Being elected onto StuCo Exec is committing yourself to serving others while also still having the willingness to do it. I think I'm prepared for this role due to me serving in multiple areas throughout the school with varying levels of responsibility and leadership since I first joined the student council in 6th grade, while I still maintained excellent grades and enjoyed multiple extracurriculars. She's got the skills to pay the bills, but Adora Wagu for treasurer. Thank you.
All right, Rowan Scott, coming up.
Hi everyone, for those who don't know, my name is Rowan and I'm running for treasurer. So over the past few years at TDA, this school has meant a lot to me. The community here and the people around me have really helped shape my character and the person I'm becoming. One class has especially impacted me is college prep. It's pushed me to think about who I am now and who I want to become in the future. Spiritually, my relationship with God has grown, and this community has really become like family. Because of that, I feel called to serve. Leadership isn't just about a title, it's about caring for people and taking responsibility. As treasurer, I would stay organized, track funds carefully, and make sure money is used wisely for events that bring students together. Sorry. I value teamwork and want to hear from students in every grade, so student council represents all of us. I also want to share my appreciation for Jolie, our current treasurer. She's worked so hard this year and set such a great example, so thank you for that. If you choose me as treasurer, I'll try my best to fill her shoes, but low-key it might be hard. So, honestly, my heart and goal is to serve with integrity, responsibility, and care, and I promise to keep the student councilman safe and not spend it all on coffee. So vote Rowan for treasurer. It just makes sense. Thank you.
All right, for our vice president candidates. First is Lily Denman.
One second.
morning. You should all definitely know who I am by now, but in the off chance that you don't, I'm really done to men. I am ready for the position of vice president, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have some very big shoes to fill. Joy Logan, your VP for not 1 but 2 years in a row, has set the standards for this position so insanely high. And yeah, it'll be hard to fill, but if I get elected, my one goal is to not only uphold those standards, but set them higher. On a more serious note, running for VP was not a random decision on my end at all. I'm gonna be completely and totally honest. I considered not running for exec at all. I was kind of filled with doubt, I was scared, I didn't really feel like running. I know, shoot your shot, try your hardest, whatever, but I just had made up my mind. But I didn't pray about it first. And that was the first big no-no. So my mind has changed, obviously. I wouldn't be up here if not. And it wasn't through peer pressure, it wasn't through FOMO. I tend to get that pretty bad, but it wasn't that. It was changed completely and radically through God and prayer. Brief story time. The days leading up to nominations, I was kind of dreading it because I didn't know what to do and I just wasn't really feeling like called to lead. And I was just doubtful. And I still emailed Miss Lee, I still accepted the nomination of VP in events because I was like, maybe, but it was with no intention of actually pursuing that. And the Thursday that we left for Lions Week, I was driving home, it's like about a 15-minute car ride, and I prayed the whole time because I was just feeling kind of convicted. I was like, something isn't right, so I prayed, and I was like, God, if you want me to run for VP while I'm on Lions Week, highlight leadership. If you want me to run for events, highlight creativity, And oh my gosh, my prayers were so answered. During one of the worship nights with YWAM while we were in Lions Week, a girl named Carrie came up to me and she started praying, and she literally repeated verbatim what I had prayed to God. Well, almost. She said, I really feel God highlighting leadership for your life. And immediately, I felt stretched and I was pulled so far out of my comfort zone, and I really felt God just being like, trust me, do this for me. And so here I am, up here doing this for God. And leadership, which is what the role of VP is a big part of my life already. It's a big part of who I am, and I really want to use that skill to serve our school. Because in my opinion, that's what leadership is. It's about serving and having a servant heart towards your school. TDA has served me in so many ways, like an insane amount of ways, and I really want to give back to the school that has shaped who I am. I've been at TDA for almost 10 years, and I've gotten to see TDA through it all. And I just want to give back to that. To me, leadership is about having a heart posture of service and being willing to lead by example. And I think that means honoring all of the rules, honoring the 4 pillars, honoring everything that TDA stands for. It's also about putting God at the forefront of every single decision I make and praying about things before I do them. I see leadership as being the body example of what you want to happen, like being like a physical example of what you want to see happen in the school. But the role of VP is also, yes, it is leadership, but it's also about teamwork, communication, efficiency, getting things done, perseverance, and most importantly, reflecting God and honoring the things that He wants to do at the school. And also honoring the school and the student body with the way that I act and the words of my mouth. The VP job description is kind of foggy. I talked to Joy and Noah, and they couldn't really describe to me what exactly I would be doing. And even though they didn't really know how to describe it, from our conversation, I kind of picked up that the position is a lot about behind the scenes work. It's about picking up slack and making sure that everything runs smoothly. It's about communicating with staff, admin, teachers, student body, the whole thing. I really feel like I'd be a good fit for that position because I tend to do that already. Not necessarily in a VP position, but outside in so many other aspects of my life. I tend to pick up slack, I tend to do a lot of behind the scenes work, in things that I do. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that I'd be a really good fit for the position because of just my life in general. On another note, I've been praying for the last couple of days about what God wants to do through me for this school, and then also His vision for the school. And so far, I've felt highlighted a phrase, eyes to see and ears to hear. And that Matthew 13 does a really good job on touching on that. Verses 16 and 17 say, But blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear. For assuredly I say to you that many prophets and righteous men desire to see what you see and did not see it, and to hear what you hear and did not hear it. The verses before that talk a lot about, it's a parable about a farmer who throws seeds. And some of the seeds get eaten by birds, some of them get thrown on rocky ground, and some of them get put in good soil. I believe that God is highlighting TDA as the good soil, where we can put down seeds that will grow really good spiritual roots. And when you have those good spiritual roots, you tend to be able to hear from God easier and see things that God has put out in front of you. So, with all that said, I hope that you'll vote for me for your VP. It'll be my senior year, and I really want to leave you guys with a memorable experience. And I want you guys to finish out next year having gone to new things and seen new things from the student body, from the student exec. I do want to serve the place that has served me. So, with that said, don't be silly, vote Lily for your 2026 VP.
Great job, Lily. All right, Megan Lee, come on up.
Good morning, everybody. It's Megan Lee, and I'm running for Student Council Vice President. I'd like to start off by saying that I have quite literally been born and raised in this school, so it's a good thing I like it here. I genuinely love this school so much. I love the people here, I love the community here, I love my class, I love the staff, I love the worship here. How lucky are we that we have a school where we start each day in God's presence with amazing worship. I love getting to worship with you guys, and I love getting to chase after Jesus together every single morning. This school has done so much for me. I've had life-changing encounters with God in this building. I found some amazing friendships here. I've learned some important lessons here. I've slept here, I've eaten here, I've made memories here. Good, sad, funny. I've even licked the biology sink once. I really have done it all. But with that said, I have also seen so many good student leaders lead this school. Most of you don't even know the amount of work and brain space and energy it takes to plan your parties and your retreats. I hope that one day I'll be as great a leader as the ones that have come before me. Our vice president this year was Joy Logan, and wow, have I got a lot of respect for her. Most of you do not see the amount of work that woman does behind the scenes. She's a busy lady, doing it all, and she loves the Lord so well. Both her and Noah have led us to Jesus through their own lives and their leadership. This exec team this year have been some pretty great examples for all of us. They care so much for the people around them. They work so hard, they serve, and they do so humbly. But most of all, they lean on Jesus and they know him. But alas, most of them are seniors and have 5 weeks left until they leave us to go start their big, exciting lives. And they're leaving some pretty big gaps in this school. I don't think I've ever missed a senior class as much as I'll miss these guys. But amongst all that grief, it is time for us to step up, for new leaders to arise. A leader is someone who people look up to, someone who sets an example for other people. Leaders inspire those around them for better or for worse. But at TDA, a leader is even more. Serving. To me, a leader at TDA is someone who serves others. If I'm elected as your vice president, I promise that I will serve every single one of you to the best of my ability. I promise to go the extra mile and to work hard. I promise to pray and to fight for every single one of you. I promise to put your needs and the needs of this school above my own. But most importantly, I promise to seek him in all that I do. If you ever need any advice, come to me and I will point you right back to Jesus, because he really is the only answer. As I was praying over this year and what part of God's vision was for this school, I heard the words, childlike wonder. Children are so easily amused and amazed at all their father does, no matter how big or how small. Wonder is a feeling of admiration caused by something extraordinary. And in the Bible, we see it used two different ways. First, we have wonder as in signs and wonders. God raising the dead, healing the sick, and making a way for sinners like us to be in the presence of a holy and righteous God. And second, we have wonder as in, wonder as in being awestruck and blown away at how big and great and how good our God is. My hope and prayer for our student body next year is that we will never lose our wonder for God. It is so easy to fall out of your wonder, and when you do, you start to become lukewarm. And lukewarm people tend to focus on all the disappointing aspects of life and the things going wrong, and they become ungrateful and they become bitter. And they miss everything that the Lord is doing. They miss out on seeing the ways He is moving. God has moved so much this year, but if you weren't looking for Him, you might have missed Him. I don't want to miss the things God is doing in our school, and I don't want any of you to miss it either. I don't want to lose my wonder. The saints and angels are always worshiping God, which is a crazy thought to me because some of us tend to lose our focus in our 90-minute assemblies, while the angels have been worshiping ever since the beginning of time, and they aren't stopping anytime soon. And they're able to do this because they're stuck in a place of wonder for God. And when we worship and when we pray, when we fix our eyes on Jesus, we get to join with heaven and we get to join with the angels in their wonder. But again, if we fall out of this posture of wonder, we tend to forget how good God is. We'll get caught up in all the problems of this life, like homework and drama and the seniors leaving, and what are we going to do for StuCo, or worship teams, or sports teams? And we're so easily consumed by these things, and we're going to miss the way that God is still moving in our midst. Isaiah 29:14 says, "Therefore, once more, I will astound these people with wonder upon wonder." God is here, and He is moving through our school. So let's get excited. My prayer is that this next year, you and I and the rest of this school will not fall out of our wonder and awe for our God. Join me as we embark on this journey of exploring how good God is, learning to trust Him, learning to lean on Him fully, and getting caught up in wonder and awe. God is on the move, and He will blow us all away. Vote Megan Lee for your Vice President.
All right, our last speech. Hunter Hanson, running for president.
Being a leader isn't just about taking charge. It's about serving others. It's about following the Lord hand in hand and leading people to God. Serving others means putting others' needs above yourself. It means being there for someone else who is struggling, someone who needs help. It's about caring for others and putting them first. I want to keep hosting His presence. I want to keep the atmosphere here at TDA, but I want to lean in and trust God even more. I want to keep hosting His presence really well and trust that He is already here in this room. I love TDA with all my heart, and it has shaped me in many ways. One of the reasons why I love the school is that we get the opportunity to come here and sit in the presence of God daily and worship Him. Another reason is because we get to learn how to make God our number one priority, and that is how I want to lead this school, by putting God first. I have been at this school for 13 years now, and it has been so fun to just be a part of this school. But now I want to step into a bigger role where I am following God and leading you all there as well. Over the years, I have learned what a leader looks like at TDA and how to lead, from being events coordinator in junior high to joining the StuCo Exec team in high school, where I helped plan all the parties. Over these experiences, I have learned and gained a heart for the school, which is why I want to lead you in this upcoming year. As I was thinking about running for this position a while back, I kept getting stressed and confused on how I would be able to do this. I kept feeling stressed by all the pressure and how I was going to fill such big shoes. How was I able to do what Noah does, balance school, sports, and diligence as a president? I kept praying and asking the Lord for help. I had no understanding of how I was going to serve the school well. But the Lord kept telling me to trust Him. And the truth is, I have no clue what this next year will look like, since our seniors are leaving and they basically run the school. But I do know that I will follow God and seek Him. I will trust the Lord with everything. Even though I may not know what to do, I can run to the Creator of the universe, whose leadership is beyond perfect. And that leads me to the word that the Lord has given me for this upcoming year. I know it's pretty basic, but I really felt the Lord putting it on my heart. And the word that I got is trust. And because through trust, everything else will follow. And Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." I want to live this verse out as a school. We have trusted the Lord in amazing ways as a school. Like when we were about to shut down our school, then the Lord comes up with the money out of nowhere so we can keep going on. And then these past couple of years, the Lord provided the money for a brand new gym and a soccer field. It is crazy to think that all of this cost us nothing. but trusting in God, having faith, and believing that He will fulfill His promises. I want to continue to seek out His promises and trust in Him, because if we trust in Him, everything will be taken care of. Like in the verse, our paths will become straight, and we will understand what it is the Lord is saying. I promise to do my best and serve with diligence. I promise to put your needs before my own. And most importantly, I promise to trust God and follow His leadership, even if it doesn't make any sense at all. So trust me and partner with me as we go into this next school year. Don't be a dud, vote for HUD.
All right, guys. That was awesome. Be praying, and you guys all need to get to class.